The Luo River is shrouded in mystery. Within its mist, sometimes a mortal eye sees what it shouldn't. And sometimes, immortal eyes may fall in love as well. No more than a leaf caught in the eastward current. My commitment will not waver. I will not fail you. Temper strength with compassion. These will crash harder than waves. Thank goodness, it is over.
For those of you who are familiar with Chinese mythology, you would know about Fuxi and his wife, Nuwa, who is a hero in our game, and their daughter, who is the deity of the river, Luoshen. And she is the most recent Verdian SSR hero, and just like her mother, she is a support hero. So let's look at her skills and talk a bit about how she plays. As we cover Luoshen, you'll find that she's a unique support hero in that she relies on offensive abilities to create her supportive role. We'll see this with her ultimate burst, Water Shadow, giving water swords, 4 of them, to each of her teammates, and they provide a percentage of her starting max HP for damage resistance, and then after 4 seconds, whatever remains is all collected up to deal extra damage from a base of 625% of her attack. So they can block damage, but they also deal damage. And now we look at her regular skills. She has 2 active skills, Deep Pool and Flow Reversal. I do like Deep Pool because it creates a large circle-like aura, similar to Joan of Arc's Banner of Honor, but she doesn't increase attack and defense. She manipulates skill cooldown speed and energy regeneration on both sides actually, so making it better for the allied team and making it worse for the enemy team. As far as flow reversal goes though, I'm not really too fond of it. It's conditional on the enemy team needing a shield for her to steal, and it's just, I mentioned this with the Wukong video. There's more heroes that have this shield stealing function, and I don't know what to make of it for now. So it's what it is. And looking at her passive skill, Water Stoppage, that goes back to what I was saying, where she needs to be more offensive. Even though she's a support role, she needs to be more offensive to create her supportive role. And that's where this comes into play, where all the damage she does, a portion of it goes back to healing 2 of the allied heroes that have the lowest HP. Okay, let's check out her iconic weapon skills. So 100 and 200 both have conditions, 100 being that she needs to be under a control effect for that bonus, and 200 being that the enemy team needs to be creating shields for her to use flow reversal and steal. It's nice if you can get those bonuses, but I'm not too concerned about the 100 and 200 skill effects. 300 is where it's at, because she is the only support hero that needs to be in melee range to auto attack. I don't know what made IGG want to include that in her hero design, since by nature of being a support hero, she's a lot more weaker and susceptible to dying. So 300 was definitely necessary for her to get that damage reduction. 400, it's a nice skill. I like 300 a lot more, and if I had to place them based on importance, 300 skill should probably have been 400, but it is what it is. So 400, if everybody else is alive, Luoshen also receives 4 swords, just like everybody else. 500 is where it starts to get good again, where it's deep pool, not only manipulating skill cooldown speed and energy regeneration, but also will be increasing the healing and damage of the allied team. So it would be very broken if it included the opposite effects for the enemy team that are within the deep pool aura, so it's good that it's not like that. And 600, it's similar to Nagakanya's 600 skill, where instead of healing 2 heroes with Nagakanya's Aqua Bubble or Luoshen's Water Stoppage, it's healing 3 heroes. I believe in my ranking video from way back from patch 1.22, I said that Nagakanya's 600 effect was a very good skill, but not absolutely top tier. But it's still a good skill, so worth the investment if you decide to go all the way to 600. Okay, so let's look at her iconic weapon. It might be slightly confusing for some of you. So looking at her Chimera stat first, it specializes in magical cleave. Now this might make you think, oh okay, I need to specialize in as many offensive stats as possible, give her attack percentage and crit chance, crit damage, and magical cleave. I would recommend you not do that right away, because when you look at her stat allocation, Chimera has the lowest distributed amount. Most of the stat attribution goes to Bahu the attack and Draco the HP, with Genbu the defense being second. Now, being that she is the only support hero that needs to attack in melee range, I wouldn't even be worrying about offensive stats, because she's gonna die pretty quickly. She needs to be invested in defensive stats. So, once you awaken her iconic weapon 2, I would choose for her colored nodes yellow, green, or both. Physical and or magical resistance, because she's gonna be receiving that damage head up and first. So need you to understand, she should not be focused on doing damage output. She should be focused on living so she can keep the deep pool aura up, and keep on healing her teammates. So when you set up her nodes in those colors I mentioned, put up a lot of defensive attributes, defense percentage, HP percentage, crit chance, crit damage, resistance, physical and magical resistance, and dodge if you really want to go that route. So I strongly recommend giving her defensive things for her iconic weapon too. Alright, let's talk about Luoshen and her relevance to PvP and PvE. So as far as PvP goes, and more specifically Champions Arena, I have not seen her being used there. I think it is because high level players, and reasonably so, they do not want to use her because of the fact that she has to go up close to the front line to start auto attacking and get her energy made so that she can start using her skills and whatnot. They're concerned that she's going to get picked off and die real quickly. I think the same way, which is why I don't see her in PvP, even in the higher divisions where they have to use 6 or 7 teams. I still don't see her. Now, talking about PvE, I think she's good to go for PvE because you probably won't have to worry as much about her dying so quickly. But she as a support hero provides a little bit of offense, provides a little bit of support through her healing and through her D pool. So she's good there. Something else about PvE, and because we have this event coming up, the Crusade of Edda, her main divinity is Asterial. And Asterial is the most popular Elder Tree divinity that people start developing on because it has good heroes to path with, such as Apollo, Lucifer, Artemis, and more importantly, Amaterasu for the bosses. So Luoshen would be good there. However, I would not recommend trying to do solo pathing with Luoshen because her skill set involves helping a lot of teammates. So if you're going to use her, maybe include her in a duo team for harder farms that can't be soloed at the start, and then incorporate her later into the 5 boss teams that you're going to use against Jormungandr. So that's it for PvE, and yes, and you can try her for PvP, maybe on the local level, Gladiator Arena and Mastermind Arena. It might work out for you. And as far as synergies go, well, she's a support hero that fights at melee range, so funny enough, the support hero needs support. So include a secondary healer to back her up, and the good, you got Nagakanya and Idun, and hey, you can include her in a mother-daughter fighting team. So put Nuwa with her because Nuwa does provide some form of crowd control through the Sky Pillar, which can take away one more enemy hero that can potentially attack her and kill her. And Nuwa's ultimate for support heroes increases their energy production, so that paired along with Luoshen's D pool, you got a lot of energy production going on. And actually, now that I brought up D pool, the other effect it has, skill cooldown speed. I can think of 2 heroes within the Verdian faction that would benefit greatly from that: Prometheus and Freyja. See, Freyja's bound prey chain skill, it's a very good skill, however it has a very high cooldown speed, and it's very useful for boss fights because it increases damage and attack speed of all enemies or all ally heroes attacking the boss. So with Deep Pool, you would cut down on the cooldown time. And for Prometheus, Prometheus is one of 2 heroes that have all 3 regular skills that are active. The other hero being also Verdian, being Titania, but I mean, let's be honest, nobody really uses Titania at all on any level, PvE or PvE, PvP or PvE. So anyways, Prometheus, because he has 3 active skills, the skill cooldown speed increase would benefit him as well, because he'd be, proccing his active skills a lot more often with Luoshen's deep pool. So there you go, there's some good synergies for you and some recommended heroes to team up with Luoshen. Remember, she's a support hero that needs support because she has to go up and close to start fighting. And that's all I had to say about Luoshen. So to summarize, she's a Verdian support hero that needs to utilize offensive capabilities to enhance her supportive ones. A support hero that needs support. So that should be the last analysis video that I have to catch up on all these new heroes that I've missed for the past half year. So with that, I'll be working on an updated patch 1.25 tier list video. So you'll have all these brand new hero recommendations once I push it out, so just give me some time. And about Luoshen, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you have any experiences that I didn't mention that you have experienced, go ahead and put them in the comments section. Alright, thanks. I'll see you later.